Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to come to Paris to show you some of the research we have done in quantum project. So I hear someone ask the question about the Hyperledger and the Ethereum platform. So I may want to change the title to how quantum make the EVM running on the UTXO family. The UTXO family maybe include the Bitcoin, Litecoin, all the other forks, and all maybe Hyperledger, R3 or Corda. Yeah. So how the UTXO, a very short introduction. Yeah, it's the basis of the Bitcoin transaction. It's stateless, and it has the ability to parallel process a transaction, and it supports the SPV wallet. So how do you build a smart contract based on a stateless UTXO set? Basically, in quantum platform, we add 3 new opcodes, and also we build a quantum account abstraction layer. So the 3 new opcodes, they have their function. The first opcode is like you can use the op execute to create a new smart contract, but this contract is zero balance. And the second opcode is the opcode execute assign, and you can send the font or send the data use this new opcode. And you can use the op transaction hash to spin the op execute assigns out. After checking, they belong to the contract trying to spin them. So the Bitcoin script language in quantum system, they serve less as a scripting language, but more like strictly a way to carry the data to the EVM. But it's different because in Bitcoin scripting languages, the execution and the validation will not happen immediately until a transaction input or reference output. And how do you verify a transaction is valid? You can use a script signature to provide a valid data to the output script. Then it can cause a value returns 1. So this is the process. So you do the op equal verify and the op check signature, and you can return the value. The value is true. Then that means that this transaction is valid. So I'm not impressed, yeah, because it's not Turing complete, yeah. So how to execute a smart contract immediately when it merged into a blockchain? So basically, in quantum system, we have special processing of the transaction output script, which contains either the the two new opcode we created. The first opcode is the op execute or the op execute assign. So when one of these opcodes are detected in a script, it is executed by all the nodes of the network. After the transaction is placed into a block as the output. So when the quantum blockchain encounters some new opcode, it will run the initial check and then feed the code and the gas value to the EVM. So by execute the code and apply the change to its state and return the execution results to the quantum core, including the regular EVM results such as the gas used. So what's a quantum account abstraction layer? So basically, this account abstraction layer can translate all the UTXO-based model to an account-based interface for the EVM to use. So how do you exactly deploy or call a contract in quantum system? Yeah, first you need to create a new zero balance contract by using this new opcode, the op execute. And then you can use another new opcode, the op execute assign. So this new opcode, you can send the money or send the data to the contract. So the syntax for the output script, the public key, which send the money to the contract is like is exactly the same. So the first is the version. Yeah, the version means which virtual machine you are using. So if the version is 1, that means EVM. If version is 0, that means no virtual machine. If version is 2, maybe later you can use EVM 2.0. And also you can include, you need to include the gas limit for the transaction and also the gas price, and also the data and the address of the contract and the new opcode, and also the value to send it to the contract is passed by using the regular Bitcoin transaction output value. So this is a diagram. How do you assign the funds and with the message the transaction contract transaction? So basically, you I will ignore this, yeah, because a lot of diagram here. So how do you do the contract to contract payment or the contract to public key hash address payment in the system? Yeah, because some contracts they may spend one or more its own output. So these transactions must be included in a block to be considered valid. And also the generated by the all these contract transactions is generated by the miner while verifying and executing the transaction, and rather than generated by the consumers. And also you do not need to broadcast the contract transactions on the peer-to-peer network. So we have a new list. This new list is the expected contract transaction list. So that means the contract spend transaction generated by the miner and also being added into a block. So this is how you can spend a contract by using the op execute assign transaction. So firstly you use the coin picking algorithm to choose the UTXO.